Hello my dear friends and welcome back to my portrait painting masterclass. In this video we'll continue working on our painting, and today I want to show you how adding white can completely transform our image. If you haven't watched the previous video in which I showed the stage of working with burnt umber, be sure to watch it, the link will be in the description below. And now, without further introduction, let's get to work. Before adding white, I'll quickly apply another layer of burnt umber in some places, just to refine the details. Today's lesson actually doesn't need a lot of explanation, but at the beginning of the video, I'd like to say a few words about what I'm going to do. And after that, you can calmly watch the process without being distracted by my voice. Once I'm done refining the details with burnt umber, I'll start one of the most exciting stages of working on the painting, adding titanium white. You will be able to see how it immediately enlivens the image and makes it more voluminous and realistic. By the way, you have probably noticed that I never work on a white canvas, but always tone it, and now you will understand why. The fact is that by applying a colored imprimatur, we provide kind of a mid-tone from which we can move both toward the shadows and toward the light, whereas if our canvas were white, we could only move toward the shadows, which of course would significantly limit our possibilities. Take note of this. This little trick will significantly improve the quality of your work, believe me. At this stage of work, I use titanium white instead of zinc white, because it's much more saturated and opaque, which is ideal for this particular painting task. This time I'm using linseed oil as a thinner. That is, if in the first stage of working with burnt umber I use a white spirit-based solvent as a thinner because of its fast drying time, now I have switched to linseed oil. So I dilute the titanium white slightly with it, apply it to the light areas of the painting, and then blend it with a dry brush or with the tip of my finger to achieve smooth transitions. Of course, it's obvious that every artist has their own approach and technique. Some treat underpainting as a rough sketch, but personally I prefer to do it as carefully as possible, because it makes the next stages of work so much easier. In my opinion, the initial stages of working on a painting, underpainting with burnt umber and then adding titanium white, are the most important of the entire process. Frankly speaking, I would even say that once these stages are complete, about 80% of the entire work can already be considered finished. What we are doing now, and what we talked about in the previous video, is the foundation, the basis, which of course must be reliable and carefully worked out. Well, I think I've said everything I needed to say, so now you can just sit back and watch the process. If you have any questions or if any come up while watching this video, feel free to ask them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer every single question. And now, just enjoy the process.